So I had a fun morning. After the move, I've done exactly one stream. That was doing the latest patch 14, and webcam's working fine. Cool. We're now in lockdown where I live, so I had to move back my stuff from work into here, which is fine. But one of the things I did was well, I set up my computer where I would be sitting for work. So instead of moving that all the way to the other side like I did last time and taking ages to do that, I'm just going to shift my PC out when I'm working and then shift it back in when I don't need to. Cool. But then I thought, hang on. My webcam has an extremely short cord compared to where it is actually sitting, because it's sitting at the top of my monitor. My computer is just next to me here, and it barely reaches. So okay, if I set it on the desk, I can prevent it from falling or anything like that. It should have enough give to kind of be pulled down. After doing that and setting up this morning, for some reason, the webcam was no longer being registered. Specifically, Windows was saying that it was malfunctioning. Plugged it into my housemate's laptop, and it works fine. Plugged it back into my PC here, and it works. But if you jiggle the cable, it disconnects and reconnects. And it might be malfunctioning, it might not. But the key thing is that Streamlabs doesn't like it when a webcam like that reconnects. And it will freeze the image, and it will not refresh it. And I don't know how to actually prompt it to, stop. Because I assume, there's a thread probably listening to the webcam, it breaks, and it's oh, well, that's the last thing I saw, and then just doesn't do anything about it. So that was fun to troubleshoot this morning. So yes. There is a likelihood that something may go wrong. If the webcam shuts off, then we're just going to have to deal with it. But yes, it has been Tech Issue City today, and I don't like my chances of coming out of this stream unscathed. But we'll find out. I'm also going to be starting more at 11 AM my time, or I would have actually today if not for the troubles. But yeah, this is more, about half an hour ago would have been ideal, but actually starting, not just turning the stream on, because we have been going for a little bit now. But yeah, just a heads up before we dive back in. Also, hey Charles, how's it going? So hopefully, everything goes well. But we got Phoenix back, so this should be fun. Oh my god, I completely forgot he did the fucking mural on the hall. Yeah. Also, for sneak peek of the next case for anyone who's watching Luca stream this. And also, I guess, spoilers. For reference, Luca is about to start this case. I'm 3 parts in, but her and Mina have been burning through the game so much faster than I have. I guess, it makes sense, because Mina has played it before, so she would know. It's obviously it's not a big deal, but I'd love to be on stream watching the stream to see her, or both of them, complete the last case. They might actually catch up to me this week, which scares me, but anyway, all the more reason to get fucking going. When I really think about it, I guess art kind of suits him. I mean, his very existence is an art, of sorts. Alright, what haven't we examined? Snow's really piled up on the straw roof. It's otherworldly, like something out of a fairy tale. Well, the roof part, anyway. Sign says Heavenly Hall. I guess it's pretty fitting. You spent a night freezing in this little... if you spent a night in this little okay. That wobbled the screen, and I was like, oh god, please no. You spend a night in this little freezing shack. You probably find yourself at the pearly gates by morning. Yeah, that's very true. Huh? Oh, the stuff is really ruining the beautiful atmosphere around here. It's so inappropriate. Like Sister Bikini in a bikini. Hey! Hey! None of that, Phoenix. We respect a woman with confidence. Don't you... Gotta think of the kittens. Pardon? This is the famous Eagle River. I tried out its rough rapids the other night. They say it has a really strong current. And they weren't kidding. It's both powerful and fast-flowing. I was dead lucky. I mean, lucky not to be dead. You sure fucking were. These sets lead up to the foot of Dusky Bridge. Coming down is a cinch, but going back up doesn't look like it'll be a walk. Doesn't look like a walk in the park. Starting to understand why rivers always want to flow downstream, not up. Mood. Alright, let's go back up to the suspension bridge. I don't remember if we've examined everything here. I think we did. Because I did, like, watch the last episode, but I don't think I got to the end from memory. Alright, back we go. Come on, please! It's for art's sake, I swear! Oh no. There's only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung. Talking about the heroine here. The heroine in my book. It'll make you famous. Ah. Enough. A fool's fool... God, we're starting with the tongue twisters already. A fool's fool fools fools who foolishly accept the foolishness of a fool's fool. Wouldn't you agree, Phoenix Wright? Huh? Me? Wait a second. I know you. You're... Ow! Your reflexes and mine need to shape up. You know what? Ordinarily, I get sick of the whipping shtick, but... Phoenix, you really didn't recognize this woman, like, the second you... God damn. Brain's frying like a sunny side up, and you want to grill me over a name? Oh, I suppose he did fall into a river and almost die last night. Right, fair. Franzi, you can't do that. Even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death. Or so I'm told. Whip a dead horse. Isn't that one of your American sayings? No, it's not. I'm not on the brink of anything. Come on, Nick. Tell her, would you? Tell her she needs to model for my picture book, Franzi's Whippity Whip Trip. Gah! Before you ask me to model, learn to give it at least semi-coherent testimony. And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry. I don't care what anyone says. I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. She flew, I'm telling you. Whoosh. Just like that dude with the red underwear. Don't think I'm gonna forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologize. Bye, Larry. Off he goes. Francisca. It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix Wright. You've been in Germany all this time? That's right. Extending my perfect win record, naturally. Oh joy. Sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met? I am Francisca von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Francisca was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13. Her father was the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Okay, so fun fact for those... So, one of the good things about watching Luca and Mina stream these games is that I get to actually look at someone else playing through them, obviously. But Mina is like a wellspring of knowledge when it comes to this game. I didn't realize that a lot of the people who were convicted of like really serious crimes were straight up executed. Von Karma among them. Which makes the revenge angle make a lot more sense rather than just pride to some degree. Like, I believe that it's more to do with pride, honestly, but like, there's a little bit more understanding when, like, Manfred was executed as a result of Phoenix exposing him. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years. And now he is gone from this world. Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me. Because of what happened to your father. Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me. This I promise. But it will be for my sake, not my father's. Are we clear? Yes, Crystal. In truth, I was shocked. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you. Instead, it was my little brother. It was my little brother who was leading the defense. Edgeworth. Come to think of it, Edgeworth was pulled into being prosecuted by Manfred von Karma as well. Miles Edgeworth told me something very interesting, you know. He said this case has a special significance to you. Because it does. And that's precisely why I'm here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you into teensy-weensy pieces all the better. It's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile that it's almost kind of cute. Ow! No smirking. No whipping the sick! That foolish fool doing such a foolish favor for such a foolishly foolish fool. Edgeworth. Make no mistake, Phoenix Wright. I came here for one thing, and one thing only. To polarize you. It's not like I thought you were here to bring me some Cold Killer X, you know? It's a bit on the nose, considering. Well, I went over the whole case file on the flight over. Read the whole thing? Yes, every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did made it a very interesting read, you know. Attempting to cross a burning bridge. Did you even consider the dangers? No. The only thought in my mind was, I have to get across. A fool who doesn't think is more foolish than a fool who foolishly thinks. Gumshoe said he'd let me know once the bridge was repaired. Oh yeah, she's got to be okay. I just know it. Plus, I need to ask her about what really happened with the Inner Temple that night. Okay, well, I'm gonna... Just gonna go now. That was one long sigh. Oh. Sister Bikini? My! I didn't know you were here. How are you doing? You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake. I suppose I've made a terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mystic Elise die, and there's Iris as well. Mystic Elise. How do I think about it? There's an acolyte stuck at the Inner Temple, and that poor little girl has gone missing too. That little girl? You don't mean Pearls, do you? Yes, I'm afraid I do. She hasn't been seen since the morning after the incident. Pearls? She's missing? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? I must be getting old. I think I've seriously lost faith in myself. Are you talking about your performance at the trial today? You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar. I would never lie. I know what I saw. I saw Iris pull that sword from Mystic Elise's body that night. I'm certain of it. At least I was until this morning. I don't see any psyche locks, so she must be telling the truth. So why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden? You know that artist who testified after me? I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. Felt like I might start flying myself. I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible. Started to wonder if I had acted just like him when I was on the witness stand. I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble. Nothing else. Both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth. That can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. Thank you, Phoenix. So, I want to really quickly look at something here. I talked about this at length at the time. So, when a video game presents you something... Or, okay, let's back up a little bit, slightly. When a video game presents you something... I guess I said the same sentence, whatever. When a video game presents you something, usually there is a point to it, right? Like, there is a point... There should at least be a point to what's being shown. And especially in investigation games and that is usually pretty important. Anything that gets brought up is usually going to have some significance, right? So details end up being kind of important because the way to make... A lot of ways you can make a player feel smart is by giving them, like, information, but hiding a little few details in there that if you're really looking closely, you might be able to pick up before the game calls attention to it. But as a result, the difference between, like, or what is meant to be taken literally and what is meant to be taken more figuratively can sometimes be a bit blurred. So you might read into details of something that's actually figurative and realize that, oh, okay, that's not actually entirely relevant to what's going on. Likewise, you might think that something's actually figurative, but as it turns out, the details of that thing are actually important. So when I'm looking at this, for example, the fact that there are 2 suspension bridge lines, not 3, and that I can see them or that they're not parallel with the bridge, makes me feel like this is important. However, we are also talking about a piece of art, which also makes this even more complicated. Was Larry exaggerating the lines? Is this literally what he saw, or is this an interpretation of it? How seriously are we meant to take the perspective, for example? What I will say, though, is that if he, in fact, did basically view this point from under the bridge, this person is not flying above it. I don't know how actually significant that's going to be, but yeah, I guess we'll find out. The night of the incident, you met Iris at the Inner Temple, is that correct? That's right. I'm sure it was Iris. Iris claims she was in a room in Hasakura Temple. I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night. But because you did, Myra's stuck all by herself at the Inner Temple. I am so sorry. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at. Winter is especially bad. I'll bet. The training hall looks like it's about to fall down any second. Excuse me. Eagle Mountain has always been prone to earthquakes, just so you know. Earthquakes? Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if the next big one levels the training hall. We've got to get Maya out of there fast. But still, there's really no need to worry. That area on the other side of Dusty Bridge is isolated like an island. It's like an island? How so? Well, the only thing on that side of the bridge is the Inner Temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by the river or the forest. I see. So a criminal would be trapped should they choose to flee in that direction. And as long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there. That means Maya could be stuck out there with a murderer and with no way of escape either. Oh dear. Yes, I suppose it does. Please, Gumshoe, get that bridge up fast. Or faster. I'm curious about a few things, if you don't mind answering some questions. Oh? Do you need to know my measurements for your investigation or something? No. I want to know a little more about the victim, Miss Elise Tunim. I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size for that matter. No. I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. I mean, she told us herself that she wasn't here for spiritual training. My. It could sound like this place is some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Mr. Elise was here to soak up the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know. There. You did it again. Sister Bikini. I notice you always refer to Miss Tunim as Mystic Elise. Oh. Yes. Now, why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte. We address all our visitors as Mystic. It makes their experience feel authentic. And anyway, she's older than me. You must respect your elders, you know? How do you know that? How can you say for sure that she's older than you? Yeah. Ooh. 5. Jesus. Seems Miss Elise Tunim was no ordinary visitor after all. And there's Pearls. She was with Miss Tunim on the evening of the murder, and now she's vanished. It's all got to be connected somehow. Why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess? Please, Mr. Wright. I know you're worried, but try to keep it together. Oh, man. My head's throbbing so bad, it's killing me. Pearls. She was with Miss Tunim on the night of the murder, remember? Yes, but I have a temple to run, you know. I was busy preparing for the training. I didn't see the little darling even once after we'd finished eating dinner. The murder didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it? According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at her home either. Come on, keep calm. There's one place left where Pearls could be. She just has to be there. Come on, Gumshoe. Tell me you'll be done with the repairs soon. Alright, I'm pretty sure we can't break her on information regarding Elise, but I am going to at least take a peek at the first question. Take that! Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Tunim had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mystic Elise is an author. Just an author of picture books. To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yes. I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Tunim's true identity. Oh my... Wait, is she Misty Faye? Like, I don't have evidence to prove that, but that is literally the only character, other character that has been brought up in this story so far, and... I should investigate and gather more clues, yep. Alright, well, I think we're done here. To the courtyard we go. This is where Sister Bikini witnessed the incident. It's hard to imagine she was lying on the stand, so... maybe there are some clues that have yet to be found. Oh, not move. Examine. The Shichishido. It's there in Mystic Amy's right hand. It was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past. Okay. There's the staff again. Miss Tunim's staff. Definitely remember there being a crystal sphere attached to the staff. I guess Larry eventually found the sphere near the foot of Dusky bridge, but what was it doing all the way out there? Yeah, one thing that, oh. Main gate's on the other side of that stone wall. The difference in elevation is almost 10 feet. That's how steep this hillside is. And that's also the height the body fell from, according to the autopsy. Is it possible that Mr. Nim was pushed from the top of the wall? Ooh. That building up there is the main hall. It was where we were staying. It's kind of funny because it was built on a very steep slope. If you enter from the main gate side, these rooms above me are on the ground floor. Apparently, Miss Union was staying in the corner room. I guess that's where she was pushed from that night. We had quite a bit of snow up here on Eagle Mountain. Around here, skis aren't just for fun. They're tools for getting around. But the sled, well, that's gotta be for Bikini's own personal entertainment. Yeah, couldn't possibly be for fast transport through the snow, Phoenix. That'd be impossible. There are a few of these stone lanterns scattered around in this courtyard. Without the city glare to compete with, I imagine they would seem a lot brighter. I guess Sister Bikini must light them now, since Iris can't be here. Okay. I mean, Phoenix seemed convinced there was, like, some evidence we may not have turned up before, but, like, I don't. I've examined everything. The only real new confirmed piece of information is just the height that Elise fell from matches the height of the wall and the height of the main hall. Or the height that the main hall sits on. This is one of those times I really wish there was like a Danganronpa style like ping for clues and stuff. Hey! Well, what was that jarring, inconsiderately loud yell? Gumshoe. So this is where you've been. Keeping nice and warm, I see. Detective, you finished repair the bridge? Yeah, I did. Told you I'd let you know. Well. I'll come along with you and... Sorry, ma'am. No unauthorized entry. Access is restricted to people involved in the case. What was that? I'm involved, aren't I? You couldn't get much more involved than me. Well, yeah, but... Francisco. It's been a while, Scruffy. It's... Miss... Funk... Please stop. You are the worst. Sometimes, Von Karma. Sister, please leave the investigation to me. My. Well, you certainly seem to have everything under control. I'm on your side. I won't do anything you don't want me to. As you work to pin the guilt on Iris. What do you daydream about, Phoenix, right? Ow! That hurts, you know. Silence! I, Francisca Von Karma, will personally guide you through your investigation. So you will follow me. She's not seriously going to follow me around, is she? I don't know, like... That's cool. I like this. Suspension bridge. Hell yeah. Well, might as well examine it first. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Things have certainly become a lot more hectic than before. They must have commenced with the investigation. Oh, Mr. Nick! Is that Pearls? That voice? Yay, Pearls is okay. Pearls! Mr. Nick! Mr. Nick! Oh. So you were here ever since that night. I was so lonely I thought I was going to die. When I woke up in the morning and saw the dusky bridge was gone, I realized I was all alone. She was all alone? It must have been very tiring. It must have been very trying for you, little girl. Ah, you're... I am Francisca Von Karma, the prodigy. There's no need to worry now that I am here. You're the prosecutor who was so mean to Mystic Maya last year. Well... I don't like you. You're nothing but a little girl without your whip. Mr. Quiet didn't do anything wrong, but you were so mean. I'll never forgive you. Looks like Pearl's words are getting under her skin. Yeah! Why are you whipping me? I didn't even say anything. You didn't have to. Just a smile on your lips gave you away. Anyway, Pearls, weren't you with Maya? Ah. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Huh? What are you talking about, Pearls? Uh-oh. Hey, wait, Pearls! She just ran off. Ow! That was cruel, Phoenix, right? To make a little girl cry like that is inexcusable. Speak for yourself. What's that all about? Pearl's acting like that. It's giving me the creeps. Guess I'd better take another look around since I finally got a chance. Especially since something about this place seems different from 2 days ago. It sure does. First off, Phoenix, right? What? Would you stop calling me by my full name like that? Was this once a prosperous port? A port? Yes, that metal hook is a mooring post for boats, you know. Oh, that. That's an anchor for, one of the wires that is used to hold up the bridge. I think the wire that was tied to this one probably snapped when the bridge burned down. I mean, there's no way there was ever a port all the way up here. Don't get smart with me, Phoenix, right? I didn't say anything. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, people can read you like a book, Phoenix. Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path. Phoenix, right? Do you think this is how many siblings the head nun has? Why don't you ask her the next time you see her? You know what? I think I will. She'll probably slap you for prying into her private affairs. There's a weird smell coming from that incinerator. The door is also open, almost like it's begging me to look inside. Oh well, see what stunning clues concealed in here, shall we? Huh? It's empty. How naive of you, Phoenix, right? But it's a bit strange, don't you think? Franziska von Karma. I seem to remember... Yeah. There was snow on this incinerator the first time I saw it. In other words, someone's been using it to burn something recently. Listen, Phoenix, it's impertinent to call people by their full name. Okay, so either you are deliberately being a dick by calling Phoenix by his full name, or you are... It's only copying you. Sign says in a temple. I don't know how you're reading it, but it's incomprehensible to me. Actually, I can't read it either. Feigning comprehension isn't a very good habit to have, Phoenix, right? She looks really happy to have finally caught me on something. There's a little gate that leads into the garden. It says no entry on the sign, though. Come now, Phoenix, right? What are you doing? Let's go in. It's half opened anyway. What harm could come of it? But it says no entry. Same. Don't you Americans enjoy doing whatever you like and then simply say whatever? It's got nothing to do with anything. And who told you that? This must be the door that leads to the inner temple, where Mia Fey was training on the night of the murder. Yes, there's a solitary room there called the training room, or training hall. You could do with some training yourself, Phoenix, right? Yow! Completely out of shape. Ugh. I don't know how much more of this woman I can take. Yeah, fair. Anything to examine over here? No. Alright. I guess we go in. Why does that look like a fucking psyche lock? What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Maya, she was supposed to be in here training. Yet, it appears she's nowhere to be seen. What's that? That strange lock. Wasn't there 2 days ago. This whole room is really giving off some strange vibes. This door. It was here 2 days ago. That weird lock wasn't on it. Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. Never seen a lock quite like this before. I have seen locks and chains just like this before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psyche lock. I wonder if this lock is guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. What do you think this yellowish poster is, Phoenix, right? It's a scroll, not a poster. It's a picture of a woman who's actually... a woman. I don't see any woman here. There's a different atmosphere in this room since the last time I was here. No. It's not a different atmosphere. It's a different smell. It's gravy. What's the matter? This scroll has been completely covered in gravy. Ah, yes. This has a very appetizing smell in the air. But gravy is a type of sauce. So when you run out of paint, you Americans use gravy as a substitute, I see. No, no one does that. For starters, it stinks. Which could also potentially be hiding other smells, which is worrying. This must be the gravy that we had with the roast on the night of the incident. Why would anyone do this? Why this scroll? Misty phase image is obscured by gravy. Huh. Interesting. What took you so long? Thought even you'd manage to get here faster than this. Oh, Mr. Trite. Prosecutor Godot? I didn't know you were here. Prosecutor? How come you didn't show up at the trial today? I could ask you the exact same question. Huh? But I had a cold, so I had something slightly more important than a common cold to deal with. The importance of which is something you have no hope of ever understanding. Enough. I believe I has a measure of you. You are the very worst kind of prosecutor. What could be more important than a trial? Who's the wild mare, Trite? This is Miss Von Karma. She was the acting prosecutor in your absence today. Well, I guess I owe you one then. But you can go now, Princess. It's time for the big boys to take the reins. Just who do you think you are? This case is my... Hey, Philly. Okay, Godot. Fucking Godot fucking misogyny moments. Jesus. Hey, Philly. Know your role and shut your mouth. Can't stand women like you. I'm only going to say this once, Lady Von Whippingberg. Go home. Phoenix Light. What are you hitting me for? You deserve more cracks of the whip than that, Trite. What? You still don't get it, do you? You don't realize that you've set something in motion that you'll never be able to undo. There's something different about Godot today. Getting such a strong sense of something from behind that mask of his. Is it anger? Or is it sorrow? Alright, Godot. You had some important business and that's why you weren't in court, huh? So, what was it? I told you once before, but perhaps you don't remember. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. You see, Trite, I've experienced something most have not. Death. You died? course, being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all your internal organs is, well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. So, you mean that mask you wear is this ugly device? I promise it's not a fashion statement, my unenlightened friend. Without this, I can't see your frequently dumbfounded face. Oh. I didn't know. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Still, keep this worn-out piece of junk of a body going with regular servicing. He's a fucking android? I'm sorry, but you say you experienced death? How is that possible? What happened? Why don't you ask him? Huh? Me? Yeah, that's right. You should know all about it. You know when my life ended, and who ended it for me. Phoenix actually should. Well, Phoenix, right? Do you? I don't know what he's talking about. Although, to be honest, I do feel a little tug at the corner of my memory. I think I do know about how Godot was killed. It will all become clear in due time. Isn't that right, Trite? Earlier, you said I've done something I can never undo. What do you mean by that exactly? The inner temple here, on this side of Dusky Bridge, is an isolated island. That's what Sister Bikini said too. No wonder, Trite. You know what the police are doing here today. What do you mean? They're searching. Searching for any trace of an acolyte who went missing. Missing? As leader of the search party, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Maya Fey is not on this side of Dusky Bridge. Huh? But that's impossible! She came here that night and... I won't say it again. Chances of her being here are nil. Excluding, of course, one very unique place. One? Where is that? The Sacred Cavern, the entrance of which we are standing at right now. This is the only place that the search party is yet to explore. So they haven't searched that cavern yet, huh? Be aware, though, the temperature inside frequently falls below freezing. Even if she were in there, chances of her being found alive are slim at best. No! Which means, Trite, you sent Maya Fey to her death. You fool. If that's the situation, why aren't you in there with the search party right now? You must have blinders on, my equestrian angel. Don't you see the big lock and chains? It's a trick lock. We're making preparations to open it as we speak. Well, Trite. Once again, a woman dies because of you. That is a fucking reach. Once again? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was only 2 years ago, after all, when the last unfortunate woman died because of you. Because of me? Do you know who that was? It was Maya Fey's sister. That's right, Mia Fey. Mia? You killed her. No, that's not how it was. What in the fuck, Godot? It was 2 years ago. Mia Fey was pursuing someone, a man. She did off more than she could chew. She made a very dangerous enemy. Yeah, it's one case I'll never forget. But I got that guy, personally. Sure, Miss Fey's murderer was called, but that won't bring her back. Well, no, but you were with her at the time. You and no one else. It was your responsibility. You should have protected her. That happened before Phoenix got there, Godot! What the fuck? You say Mia Fey was your teacher. Well then, let's say you've learnt nothing, right? You robbed her of her life, and now you've let her sister suffer the same fate. I haven't sentenced Maya to death. No. What is this peculiar looking lock? Why don't we just break it open? It would be a simple matter of... I'm afraid we can't do that. This area has always been prone to earthquakes. Repeated tremors have weakened the foundations of the training hall. Any excessive force used to break the lock open would... Well, let's just say the inner temple and the sacred cavern would be a thing of the past. Very well. Then dare I suggest the obvious solution of opening it with the key? Sure, just show me where the keyhole is on this trick lock. There's no keyhole? That's right. Interesting puzzle, huh? The person who set this lock is the only one who can open it. Then who was it? Simple. The accused. What? Iris? When an acolyte undergoes training inside the sacred cavern, the attending sister is responsible for locking the entrance. Obviously, Night of the Murder was no exception. Maya Fey was to train in there. Sister Bikini did mention it a number of times, now that I think about it. She said that Iris was left in charge of supervising the early stages of the training. So Iris, the accused, is the only one who can open this lock. So I've arranged for her to be brought here now. Iris is the only person who can open this lock. I hope she gets here soon. Hang on in there, Maya. I'll get you out. So, I should be getting back to work. Wait, Godot. How sure about Maya are you? There's no doubt in my mind. She's in the sacred cavern somewhere. It's the only place she could be. You better start praying. You better pray that friend of yours brings the accused back here soon. Edgeworth? Listen up, Trite. There's only one thing I want to say to you before I go. I'll never accept you. Never. You should choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix Wright. That's what everyone says. Looks like I don't have much of a choice. Guess I'll just have to do what I can for now. Alright, what else can we examine in here? It's an antique dresser. Don't you dare open it, Phoenix Wright. Huh? Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her not to touch things. What a pity. It's full of nothing but old clothes for the acolytes. Thought you weren't opening it. I'm from the prosecutor's office. I can do anything. Yeah, you can do anything, except stand up to a 9-year-old girl. Look at these wafer-thin mattresses. I'm sorry, Phoenix Wright. Wafer-thin? Yeah, you know, thin like a wafer? In other words, uncomfortable. That's how we describe things like these mattresses. I guess you must say wafer-thick or something back in Germany. Not about these mattresses. Certainly not. Okay. Nothing to examine about that. We can re-examine this. This scroll shows a picture of Misty Fey, master of the Kurain channeling technique. Why would anyone cover it in gravy? Can't make out what's drawn on this scroll at all. I'll never understand you Americans and your so-called artists. Artists? Yeah. Can I have a look at this? No? Lantern? Words above it? Okay. I guess we go back outside. I don't know, should I or shouldn't I? Sound like someone's talking to himself, but where's that coming from? Ah. Yeah, I guess I better wash that off. That's what I'll do. No, but I can't do that. I'm a detective. Ah, my brain. This is driving me nuts. Ah! Is something troubling you, Scruffy? Please don't whip me like that all of a sudden, sir. It was merely a simple greeting. A friendly tap on the shoulder with my whip. So what's up, Gumshoe? Something on your mind? How did you know, pal? Perhaps you were trying to decide if you wanted to wash that off or not? How did you know, sir? Oh, yeah, I nearly forgot. You can't go through that little gate there, okay? You mean the one that says no entry on it? I, kinda already snuck in there. Is he trying to be clever or something? So what's behind there, Scruffy? Huh? Kind of garden-like garden? A garden. Yeah. Anyway, it's under investigation right now, so keep out. I'm not telling you, I'm asking you, pal. You got me? Isn't it normally the other way around? Well, see you later. So, shall we adjourn to this garden, Phoenix? Is this garden, Phoenix, right? Of course. What else would we do? I really want to know what Gumshoe was thinking of washing off. Maya? In blood. God, that's like really written weird. There's a strange feeling in the air. I wonder what it is. Strange feeling. Forget about that. What's that strange writing on the stone lantern? Ah! What are you doing in here, sir? I thought I said you can't come in here. Don't you know, Scruffy? Everyone calmer will always show up wherever there's a clue. There are plenty of clues to be found here. But... yeah, sorry, Gumshoe. So how's the Inner Temple investigation going? We have the best forensics team in the world working the place. Forensics team? And what was the outcome of this scientific study? Nothing. Scientifically speaking, this place is as clean as a whistle. That's simply not good enough, Scruffy. Do you think, I'll let you get away with that? Uh-oh. Well, there were a couple of things that bothered me when I first got here, sir. That stone lantern and the surrounding area that's not covered in snow, correct? They look kind of fishy to me, you know, scientifically speaking. So I got the lab boys to look them over. The results were... it's kind of hard to say, actually. I guess I better look into them myself. About Maya. Oh, did Mr. Godot tell you yet? Yes, we heard. He's got a search party out looking for her. There's nowhere else she could have disappeared to on this side of Dusty Bridge. All we can do is wait for Miss Edgeworth to get here, pal. Edgeworth? He's escorting Iris, the defendant, over here. I have to wait, since she is the only one who can open the door to the sacred cabin. Oh, I think Miss Edgeworth wants to talk to you about something too, pal. Huh? I wonder what it is. Just don't be expecting any good news when you talk to him. When I spoke to him, Miss Edgeworth sounded so down, I felt like I was drowning. Sounds pleasant. Okay, well... what the heck is that? Leon, obviously. Uh-oh, you spotted it, huh, pal? Are you kidding me? It couldn't be more obvious. It says... Maya. Yeah. And before you ask, it's written in blood. You'll answer all our questions now, Scruffy. Without exception. Yes, sir. Do we have more to talk about that? Yeah. Maya. So these letters are written in blood. Yeah. What's worse is it's the victim's blood. Huh? This is Miss Dunim's blood? We haven't done a detailed analysis yet, but it's looking that way, pal. Most interesting. Phoenix right. I presume you know, don't you? Why Maya's name is written upside down. You know what? That was really bothering me too. But I just came up with the answer. It was all my own special gumshoe investigation. Really? Do tell. Well, on the night of the murder, that solar lantern was upside down. Anyway, there's really only one logical explanation to this mystery. Miss Elise Dunim wrote these letters herself, in her own blood. You must be joking. That's impossible. We dealt with this in the first real case of the trilogy. Are you that fucking naive on Karma? From the writing in the victim's blood and the other clues left behind, it seems pretty likely that this garden was the scene of Miss Dunim's murder. At least, that's our current theory on how events took place, pal. What? So Miss Dunim was killed here? Yeah, if you want to look at it, that's what people are saying now. Then, what Sister Bikini saw in the courtyard of the main temple was... Well, what was it? If that wasn't the scene of the crime, what did she... What do you think, Miss Von Ka? Surely a special gumshoe investigation would reveal the answer, no? But wait a sec. The bloody writing and all the other clues here. Someone could have easily set all that up after the murder, right? Sorry, but that's not an option, pal. Why not? How quickly you forget, Phoenix Wright. Ever since the incident occurred, this place has been completely inaccessible. Because Dusky Bridge was completely burnt out. I was overseeing repairs to the bridge the whole time. No one came over here before me and my men. Which means no one could have planted all this stuff here, pal. I can't think of a counter-argument to that. I knew it. Should have washed the blood off the lantern as soon as I got here. This really was the scene of the crime. I need to figure out exactly what it was that Bikini actually saw. I sure do. Well, this is odd. There's no snow on the ground here. It's an almost perfect rectangle. Could have happened naturally. Yes, it appears as though someone has carefully cleared away the snow. No doubt it was you, wasn't it, Scruffy? Huh? No, it wasn't me, sir. It was already like that when my men and I got here to start the investigation. It wasn't the police. Who did it? Oh yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Just between the three of us, okay? What is it? It's top secret. You can't tell anyone, got it? Understood. Well, when I was a kid, I got knocked out of the local wrestling contest, you see. I was so disappointed, I just picked up my mouthguard and cried all the way home. Man, I got in so much trouble when I left it on the couch. Well, rip gumshoe. Is that it? That's it. Gah! Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason. Well, I can't even begin to imagine what the reason could be. Probably because there was blood on the snow, and that would have looked suspicious as fuck. A little lantern, a little statue. Certainly a quaint little garden. Oh. What is this huge bowl here for? Oh, I know this one. It's a water bowl, isn't it? Everything else is completely frozen over. It's the ice in this bowl has been broken. That's true. I wonder if this has any impact on the case. Well, I doused my face earlier with the water in this. I was getting kind of sleepy. Gah! Next time you're sleepy, you need only come to me. Got it? There's a charm or something poking out from the snow. Looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it too. Which also has the same symbol as... Oh, fuck you. Oh my god. That got replaced with... Yeah. But this has the same symbol as the, thing of, Misty Fae. Which is interesting. Looks pretty old. It's important too. Apparently it belonged to the victim. Well... To Miss Elise Dunim. Yeah, there's a broken leather cord around the lady's neck. The ends of the cords found on both the victim and on this charm match exactly. Sounds to me like this little trinket is going to be my ticket to getting some very big answers. It sure is. Worn by Elise Dunim, found in the garden near the temple. Cog. There are a couple of torches here. I guess you need all the light you can get up here in the mountains. Yeah, I was looking at those things, pal. Looks like they've been lit pretty recently. Recently? How recently are we talking about? obvious reason is the night of the murder. I was training here on the night of the murder. It's not unreasonable to think these things were lit up at the time, I guess. Nothing about the broom. We already looked at the ground. We already looked at this whole thing. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Because we can start breaking apart someone's psychic blocks now. That's a good indication. It seems you have a visitor. Oh. Mr. Wright! Iris! Oh, I'm really glad to see you. Godot managed to mobilize the police by claiming a state of emergency. Not him again. Never mind him. We've got to hurry and unlock the sacred cavern. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It's my fault someone so important to you is locked in there. Mr. Edgeworth, can we finish our conversation later? Alright. Let's hurry to the inner temple then. I'll see you later, right? But wait, Edgeworth. I'm coming with you guys. Sorry, Wright. I can't allow you to come with us. What? I hate to be the one to break it to you, but my FA is in a rather delicate position. What do you mean by a delicate position? This isn't simply a rescue operation, Wright. It's also an investigation. That being the case, we can't allow members of the public to interfere. Come on, Edgeworth. If anything happens, you'll be the first to know. Please understand, Wright? But it's Maya, Mr. Wright. All that matters is that Mystic Maya is rescued, correct? Listen to the voice of reason for a change, Phoenix Wright. From now on, consider anything beyond Dusky Bridge to be off limits. We'll be going now. Excuse us. Ah! This is no time to be standing around, Phoenix Wright. Answer other things that demand your attention. She's right. Thanks for reminding me. Sister Bikini looks like she's shrunk some since I last saw her. Don't be so rude, Phoenix Wright. What's wrong, Sister Bikini? My, hello you two. How are you doing? The sound of that sigh, I guess she's still pretty down. Iris was just here, you know. She was accompanied by that handsome crimson-clad prince. She talking about Edgeworth? Yeah, it was just a courtesy call. I wasn't allowed to talk with her at all. Oh dear, it's not my fault that this has happened. Oh, Iris. She was worried about my back, and would you believe? What have I done to her? Only what you had to do, sister. You bravely and truthfully testified about what you saw. There's no shame in that. We'll see to it that your testimony wasn't made in vain. Well, I don't hear anyone else saying that. Mr. Blue Suits doesn't seem to share your opinion, I see. Huh? Me? Ah! Yes. You did great, Sister Bikini. Absolutely spectacular. You two are the only ones who've said that to me. Can't shake the feeling that I just became a shill to a shrew. Do you have a problem, Phoenix Wright? Sure. She's brave to testify so truthfully like that. But I know she's still hiding something. Guess it's time to break those psyche locks of hers. It sure is. I say as I save the game. Alright. Time to break this whole thing wide open. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Tunim had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Miss Elise was an author, just to be honest. I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yes, but I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. Now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Dunim's true identity. Take that! Miss Dunim had this charm with her at all times. Ha! Where did you... This isn't some cheap good luck charm either. Then... What do you think it is, Mr. Wright? What could a talisman like that possibly mean? It's a talisman, is it? Interesting. Oops. This thing speaks volumes about who Miss Dunim really was. This talisman and one other item equivocally prove Miss Dunim's true identity. Take that! The painting is obscured by this gravy stain at the moment. But this scroll shows the master of the Kurain channeling technique. The crest at the top is a sign of that honorable title. The very same crest that adorns the talisman that the victim carried with them. Ah! This crest is reserved for the master of Kurain. Who on earth told you that nonsense? I've got no idea what you're talking about. The new master, Maya Fey, told me. What? You mean that acolyte is Misty Fey's daughter? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. In fact, since her eldest daughter passed away, Maya is Misty Fey's sole successor. Misty... Oh, we got her. Ah. Iris is gonna be the real five lock thing, just like that last time. Mystic Elise graced us with her presence about a week ago. When she showed me the talisman with that mark on it, well, I nearly fainted. No one had seen her since she disappeared 17 years ago, after all. What is the significance of this talisman, sister? The Kurain talisman? It's the symbol of the Master of Kurain. The bearer must carry it with them always until their death. Until their death? So at least Dunim was really Maya's mother, huh? She was Misty Fey, the master of the Kurain channeling technique. The truth comes out at last. Looks like we're making some headway here. Tell me, sister. After 17 years, why did she choose to show herself now? Because something happened that called her out of hiding. What happened? Well... Oh no. What's happening? It can't be. Earthquake! Ah! Oh my goodness, the inner temple! This kind of tremor might... The inner temple? The secret cabin in the training hall. It might very well cave in. What? Maya! Phoenix falls through the bridge for a second time. Oh, okay. It seems to have passed. Well, we can't just stand here and do nothing. Let's go. What? There. To the inner temple, of course. Where else? Sister Bikini, we'll finish this later, alright? Of course. You run along now. People may have been hurt. I must get some first aid kits ready. Come on, Zen Phoenix, right? They won't bar you from entering as long as I'm with you. Thank you. Right at that moment, I had the worst feeling in my gut. We just had an earthquake. I wonder if he's alright. You look worried. Are you thinking about Miles Edgeworth? Come on, let's go. Intense concern. Gotta hurry to the inner temple and... Right. Ah! What are you doing here? Gah. How could I... How do you expect us to understand if you don't speak up? Yeah! Hey! Why am I the one getting whipped? She's gone. No. The defendant, Iris. She's gone. Gone fair. She fled. She escaped. What? So, it was just now, during the... see Edgeworth's one and only weakness. His fear of earthquakes. I should have known better than to escort the defendant alone. As soon as the ground started shaking, everything went dark before my eyes, and I stupidly passed out. That incident haunts you to this day, doesn't it? There's no excuse for letting the suspect get away. Can't believe I let it happen. Right? The inner temple area is a dead end, so she could have only escaped to this side. If you haven't seen her, then we need to get a manhunt underway now and search Eagle Mountain from top to bottom. Wait, Edgeworth. Have you thoroughly checked the inner temple yet? Don't be ridiculous. Why would I? The inner temple is like an island. There's no way to escape but to cross... No, that's not it. Iris isn't the type of person to run away, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? Sister Bikini mentioned something when we were with her. She said that the sacred cavern might have caved in because of the quake. Senyu Sink Iris might have gone to the inner temple to check on the situation. Listen, Edgeworth. I'm sure she's at the inner temple. A manhunt is not necessary. Right. Let's not waste any more time. We need to get to the training hall sacred cavern now. Alright, let's go. Fortunately, the sacred cavern hadn't caved in, but what we found was something none of us could have ever expected. What? How can there be even more locks? What is the meaning of this? Iris! Iris, please tell me. What the hell is going on? Oh, okay. That happy jingle is not helping. What the goddamn fuck? I'm not taking a break. Fuck this. We're gone. Right. Is this what Godot was talking about? Yeah. The trick locks. Well then, Iris. Please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me. What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you are one to talk with your face all green. Excuse me. Miles Edgeworth, go get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly fine. There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Mars Edgeworth. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris? No, not at all. Why did you make a run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried. I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred cavern was alright, but... But what? Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door, and... Who in the world would do something like this? These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korean tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And Juan's the one who set these locks. I don't think it's that simple, Francisco von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them. What does that mean? It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks. The first one. Yes, that's correct. What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this? Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But it will take time, won't it? Yes. About a day, if I had to guess. A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this fast? Sure. I'll do whatever I can. I've got to wait another day. Hang in there, Maya. I'm gonna have to call on your inner strength now. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Huh? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple. And then you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple. It's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Oh, this is a different set of locks. I knew it. There's something going on here we don't know about. I mean, I've got no other choice but to kind of, like, at least poke at it right now.
Take that!
Night of the crime. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth? Yes, that's where I was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. I mean, that's... Bikini. Yeah. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini. Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the Inner Temple, but, well, as you can see, my backlights act up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. Because you talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the Inner Temple on the night of the murder. That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk up between the main hall and the temple, Inner Temple. So I would have left around about 9:40 PM, I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40, but what you say doesn't add up with this. Is there a piece of testimony that...
Take that!
Yeah. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Who's that? Me. Mr. Wright. We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten. What the fuck is going on here? See, I was actually thinking that because Iris bears such a resemblance to Hawthorne, that maybe during the training, Maya ended up channeling Dahlia. That's her name. Channeling Dahlia, and that's why there seemed to be two. But I guess it didn't line up with Iris being there. Or, sorry, it doesn't line up with Iris being there for the training as told to us by Bikini. God, this case is doing my head in. I honestly can't... Like, I think to some degree, there's so much about time that's happening that I probably leave until, like, the last second to kind of, like, meter out, because then there'll be a bit more of a lead into what needs to kind of be proven. But, like, I'm really having a hard time thinking of circumstances that would allow Iris to be in two spots. So the logical conclusion is that someone looking like Iris... or that Iris has a double. Now, we happen to know someone that looks exactly like Iris. We don't know what's happened to her. We don't know if she's dead. Because one of the things that's interesting about this situation is that we haven't found Maya. We presume she's in the Sacred Cavern, and the cavern is locked. Now, Phoenix was on the right track in terms of, like, the most obvious thing is that Maya is in there. It would be inconvenient if Maya were to testify, so they're going to lock her in to potentially either incapacitate her or actually kill her. But if there's no one in there, then someone was locking it to make it seem like Maya was still in there, to rule out the possibility that someone might be possessing Maya's body right now. And now that I think about it, oh, it's like slightly not the same color. But it's close enough. Like, Maya's hair color is close enough that you could probably easily mistake her for Iris if you were that far away and she was channeling her. Oh, God damn, this case is fucking complex. No, that's right. I remember. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in two different places at the same time. Sam, you told me exactly what's going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the Inner Temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hasakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were two of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in two different places at the same time. Which means there must have been two of you. Can't think of any other explanation, Iris. But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible. Impossible. I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. Are you seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me. Fuck. Oh, no, I shouldn't have backed out. Damn it, that was dumb. Do I have evidence to suggest that, I wonder? Okay, hang on. Maybe I should actually give... Or, like... Scroll shows a picture of... but why would anyone cover it in gravy? Can't make out what's drawn on the scroll at all. I'll never understand it. Yeah, okay, that's the same. This door. I was here earlier, there was one locked out. Now there's 5. It's lost change. Chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen locks quite like these before. I have seen locks with chains, psyche locks, I wonder if there's, yeah, dark secrets in a dark cavern. Presser, don't you dare, now I know how Maya feels. Old clothes, sure. Wafer thin. Okay. I'm going to do... Oh, okay. Finally getting to the bottom of this case. Count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, Mr. Nick! Pearls! What are you doing here? Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Well... we don't know yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry. This is the Losers' Shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we found comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Larice did a picture of me. That's, great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. Well, I've seen it now, with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Alright then. What do you think about this picture, Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing. See? Someone appreciates it. Stop getting the flames to look like that, you know. It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night. But Mr. Maurice... Not you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase. I beg you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. Hold the fucking phone. I mean, it's probably not unreasonable to suspect that he, like, got up to have a better look, or have a look, but, like... Oh, no. Didn't he say he sat there for a while looking at the bridge while it was burning? Is that when he saw what he saw? Because, again, I'm hung up on the two wires, right? Like, if he's seeing it from Heavenly Hall, when you're looking from beneath it, the wires should be coming out similar to the picture, right? Because they're coming from an object that's further away from you to an object that's closer, right? So they should be looking, like, if you were to print that image, they should be looking like they're going up, basically, with no other perspective. If he was, like, upside down when he saw it, though, that should be the other way around. Again, presuming he actually accounted for the perspective in his shot and didn't take the painting from somewhere else, or, you know, just kind of take artistic liberties in general. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck, and I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in this picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take the sketch at face value. And I guess we are looking at the bridge from here. Like, obviously, the hall is kind of angled differently, so... But that's like, neither here nor there, I think. But if we are looking at the bridge from here, then the wires... Yeah, it feels like I should be... It feels like his painting... Well, okay, I think the main thing is that the wires are there, right? The bridge is just the bridge, and the wires exist. But if he was upside down when he saw that, that shouldn't be the way it's oriented. There isn't two wires on the other side of the bridge either. Like, this one in particular has been gone the entire time. So even if we were to say, okay, maybe he saw the other, even if these two wires should appear upside down to him, maybe he saw the other side. Like, no, that's not possible. The thing he sketched would have had him upright, which means either something about his testimony is wrong, or, yeah, I don't know. What's with the look of doubt on your face? Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Oh my god, Phoenix, what the fuck? Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know? I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Mr. Nick? Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder. you were supposed to be in Miss Unim's room reading a book together. But Miss Unim was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. No. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. Okay. I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power. It has disappeared. What? The powers have disappeared? So that rules out Pearls as channeling anyone. What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps? Oh no. Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Where? Just as I thought. I have to break her psyche locks to get the truth out of her. Oh boy, this is stacking up very fucking quickly. Everybody got psyche locks. Alright, let's at least see the first little bit of this. The night of the crime. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Unim's room reading a book together, correct? Yes, I was so happy when she invited me, but I didn't go in the end. You didn't go? No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried. I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous. So Pearls never went to Miss Unim's room. She was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? The Inner Temple.
Take that!
You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Oh no. Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? And the next question is, well, what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? You mean you know? If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth? Okay. You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this.
Take that!
Yeah. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was a special course. I signed up for your special course. Well, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those who you channel. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? Because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place. You felt responsible, didn't you? Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the Inner Temple. Okay, one down. Then we're clear now that you went to the Inner Temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the Inner Temple? It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard that real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock. Until after 10? How did you know what time it was? Because I heard the bell ringing the lights out. She heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple's bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing. I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible. She was trying to hear the bell? Tell me, Pearls. Why were you so worried about hearing that bell? Huh? Oh, I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. Because that's when the thing started? I don't think we have evidence for that. Yeah, like, I don't think we have a piece of evidence that says the thing starts at 10. So I don't know if that's even... Unless someone's profile says it. Anyone in here say something about 10 PM? No. Okay, maybe I can't break those just yet. Did all the talking, so... Let's go back to the suspension bridge. We'll go back to... the temple. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, what's the damage? How is the sacred cavern? It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. But who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those locks are those of the Curain tradition. We have Iris at the sacred cavern, trying her best to open them for us right now. Hey, newest girl, how's it going? Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh, yes. We were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes. You were telling me how the Master of Curain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly reappeared at this temple. Just woke up and very sleepy. Isn't it like 11 or 12 where you are right now? I mean, same, but... oh, mood, but... yeah. It was about a week ago when... 12:26 out, there you go. It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise... no, I mean, Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the master, she said... Someone is trying to destroy the Curain tradition's main family line. Are they now? Oh. Someone is trying to destroy the Curain tradition's main family line. I'm here to put a stop to them. And then she got murdered. Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? There is only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of Curain, and her daughters the main family. All other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? Yeah, Jesus Christ. You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. Is this the person who is Maya's mum? Yeah, Misty Faye is Mia and Maya's mother. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Master Mask case. And during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me when I need her the most. Crane technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. You're saying we're poor, Mr. Wright. Oh, you're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. DL6. Oh, sorry, no. SL9? Fuck, I forget which one. Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. DL6 incident. I knew it. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history that the police had ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right. He was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Karain channeling, the Karain tradition openly involved in. I mean, so I want to pause. Like, obviously, this is incidental because public, the way that things like this are portrayed to the public is more important than what actually happened. But we know, like, when you commune with the dead and the dead are confused, the dead are going to give you the truth. They're not going to lie, but that doesn't mean they're a reliable witness any more than anyone else. Because, you know, if you're suffering from oxygen deprivation, or you don't actually see what or who shot you, maybe even your testimony isn't that reliable. I think it's kind of naive that that's the case, but then again, I kind of get that it would, like, the power wouldn't be understood to a degree that it's like, we're getting a dead person's testimony, as opposed to we are learning the truth, which is a mistake for the police to make. Interesting that it was all thrown towards the fucking mystic, but... It's all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Karain Village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared. Vanished. While everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. Oh. The Korean tradition is starting to recover, at least. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? Family Feud. What are your opinions on the game show? Spiritual power with the Karain channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. The women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. With each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life. As a result. what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said. She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister under the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mum and her aunt. Would a trans girl in the family be a medium? That's a very good question. Considering this game generally does not distinguish between gender and sex, I would probably say no. But interesting thing I learned watching Luca and Mina play through these games. Armstrong was originally actually a drag queen who like legitimately changed pronouns and names depending on whether they were in personality or not, which is something that comes up in the case regularly. Like, if you prod Armstrong, you learn that he writes under a pseudonym, which I guess is, like, one of the few holdovers of that. So, like, I don't know, like, the original thing seemed to at least acknowledge that that sort of thing was possible, but whether or not it goes beyond that is honestly hard to tell. And given the fact that we are working with a translation too, you know, I don't know. It's an interesting question for sure, though. That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master's seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. We sure do. Morgan. There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now at Maya's home, Kirain Village. What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is... Mystic... Okay. That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oops, I thought you already knew. It sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest. That child, she's Mystic Morgan's? I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. She's in prison now, isn't she? Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. I can't believe how much of the background, or the backstory of this entire trilogy is coming up in this case. Like, I like to imagine some young boy channeling Dead and the family being like, what? It's like... yeah. Guess what? Your child is the new master of the Korean channeling technique. What? But he can't possibly have that. Well, got something to reveal to you. Man, I had a better thing in my head for that, but it didn't come out right. Or hell, even a child like suddenly realizing that Oh no, that's it's got something to do with Viera. There's like some interesting lore that came out of 14 establishing how like the Viera have like gender and stuff like that, and it's more or less just one day you kind of realize that, oh, you're a woman or you're a man. But obviously, because the culture is kind of... So this isn't how I plan to oust, but I can channel the dead. Yeah, it's like, and we have no one to channel the dead, and she's just like, everyone, I've got something to announce. It's all done to set Pearls up as the next master. So did Morgan like more or less not give a shit about Iris because she was less powerful than Pearls? Because that would track. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. 3? Wait, what? 3? Yes. Iris, her twin sister, and Misty... Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Are you serious? Dahlia Hawthorne isn't even her name. Wait, no, hold on. No, what? Her twin... Okay, let's drop the Dahlia Hawthorne angle from this, because that might just be bullshit. It's too much of a reach at this point. She looks like the splitting image, which wouldn't surprise me. But it was a secret Tina called it months ago. Apparently, what the hold on, wait. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so Dahlia Hawthorne had a... No, actually, they had 4 sisters, and... no, Dahlia must not be part of this, then. Either that, or... Oh my god. No, that... I'm gonna hold my tongue on that. That's even more of a reach. Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. What? Twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? All happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Kurain's reputation hit an all-time low, when Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master. He left her in the village, taking their twin daughters with him. Oh my god! Oh my god! No! No, 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 no. Wait, was Dahlia Hawthorne Valerie Hawthorne's, like, sister by law? Okay, hold on. Morgan Fay has 3 kids. Oh, sorry, 2 kids? We don't know. Yeah, like half-sisters. Yeah. Like, same father, different mother sort of thing. Or even, like, in terms of, like, a woman who, a single mother and a single father marry. They're, like, I don't know what you call that exactly. Like, half-sisters is probably not the right term there. I'm sure there's some technical fucking thing for it. But... Fuck. Fuck. Oh my god, that possibility is actually... So, okay, there is a possibility that Dahlia Hawthorne is Iris's twin, and that the reason that her name is Hawthorne is because her father remarried. We don't actually come to think of it, do we know Iris's last name? I mean, it should be Faye, but, like, now it's actually kind of important whether Iris's last name is Hawthorne or Faye. I mean, she could have just chosen to keep it Faye, I guess, but... Oh my fucking god, this is nuts. He left her in the village, taking their twin daughters with him. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dahlia is Iris's twin. Oh my fuck. Ugh. So all three of them are Maya's cousins. Yes, that would be correct. Wait a minute. Okay, in the fourth case of this game was Maya's first case, and it involved Dahlia. Mia. Mia's first case. Mia seemed to have an inkling about Dahlia's true nature before it kind of revealed itself. Is that why she knew? Fucking god, this is wild. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up, to be looked after by us here at the temple. Iris. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister... Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearl's had two older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband, but even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls. It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. This information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. We sure fucking do. Oh my god. Alright, let's just check the... Oh, something's happening here. Sounds like someone's happy. That tune is that they're humming. Oh, hey Gumshoe. Bars that can find her. Wasn't there a cell in a shed or something earlier? Oh no, no. Morgan Faye is in jail. What is Maya's relation to Mia? Or what is Mia's relation to Maya? Mia and Maya are sisters. No motive, no crime, no motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Kurain. Oh, I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. I never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. The case is going to be airtight. Every case is going to be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who? Me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So, what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. Looks like a letter or something. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal. I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the inner temple garden. How the fuck did... Oh my god, this is so weird. And they're talking, taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is, if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me. I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godot. Godot? What did he mean by that? About that letter you found. Don't mind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon. Imagine this detective has a Joey Wheeler-style Brooklyn accent. Yeah, he probably does, but the problem is I can't sustain that, so I'm just giving him like a slang, like a kind of drollish Aussie accent. Because that's the closest I can do. And all I find is some burnt-up old letter. Be careful. One night should be there. As soon as you hear the lightning out bell, you must channel her. Spirit. Leave everything up to her. Burnt up old letter. Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the inner temple. The incinerator? I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case. Oh, you sweet son of a child. Spirit mediums? Don't want to add to the corporate. It's got to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. Be careful. Once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out, bell, you must channel her. You must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is... She is our... Well, the whole... Here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is... Burn the... Also tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Who are they channeling? Better give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Way ahead of you, Phoenix. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't a Shichi Shido that was found impaled in the victim's body. Miss Edgeworth proved that in court today. Yeah, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah. Man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? The metal detector. What's this secret weapon of yours? You want to know? You've got to think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No. I know what he's going to say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector. Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. I got it. Well, you want to give scientific investigation a go? Huh? Me? Oh my god, he's literally... Huh. I wonder if the emphasis on scientific investigation... Does this come up a lot or something? Like the metal detector thing? It's come up in one case. Yeah, it was the, final... Well, the penultimate case of the first game. We used the metal detector. I don't think we did in the final case, though. But he keeps saying scientific investigation scientifically and stuff like that, and that reminds me of, I can't fucking remember her name. What the fuck was her name? It's from Rise from the Ashes. God, why can't I remember her name? Fuck. Emma Skye. That's it. That's her name. It reminds me of Emma. She, like, bangs on a lot about scientific investigation, so... I love how impressive the characters are. Expressive the characters are. It does a lot to convey their personality. Yeah, they do a lot of work with, like, very little movement. Like, you have to remember that these games, I think, were originally on the GBA and the DS. So, like, they had to kind of, like... They had to make, like, pretty expressive faces for it to be communicated. But yeah, he keeps saying that, and I'm like, I wonder if that's an actual reference to this. But from what I remember... Rise from the Ashes was added to the first game, I think, when the second one was released, so the third game referencing that would actually make sense. Gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Play forensics expert. Come on, pal. It's good fun, I'm telling you. Alright then. Guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you can make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it. Oh, bother. So now I'm going to tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere else. Somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first, let's turn the detector on. Oh, so it's like the bug tracker again. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good look-see. Don't worry, this baby will let you know when you've hit something metallic. And when that happens, press enter to give the area a good hard stare. What's an enter, Gumshoe? This thing picks up... Why is it just auto-going? Take a good look at anything suspicious, pal. Okay, sure. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Hey, pal. All you gotta do is watch the detector and let it tell you what... Okay. Yeah. This looks like... a what? Aha! That's where it's been. Is it yours, detective? I'm always dropping it, so I put a bell on it. But you still dropped it anyway. Yeah, but now I found it again, pal. Your wallet is completely empty. Well, I drop it all the time, so I don't put money in it anymore. And how come the metal detector picked it up? Oh, it must be the bell. It's because of the bell, I guess. Great. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, I found a $1 coin. Huh? Money? If you find money, you have to turn it into the police. Or a detective. If the owner doesn't come forward within 6 months, you get to keep 10%. The other 90% goes to... to the police department. Don't get so close to me, detective. Give me some space, will you? Here's the coin. Happy? I I definitely made the right decision becoming a detective. Oh, Gumshoe. This poor man. This poor man. No pun intended. Talk about a serious case of denial. What is this? Looks like there's something round buried in the ground here. Don't touch that, pal. Huh? What is it? It's a trap. People set them out to catch us detectives. They're real nasty. A trap. For detectives? You mean like those fierce traps with sharp teeth that are supposed to snag your leg? Yeah, those. Yeah, those. No, I'm not gonna do it. I got my fingers caught in one of those ones. Your finger. There was this bit of cheese and it looks so... Oh. Oh. Truly a himbo. I reached out and then bam. I'm not sure I know how to respond to a story as stupidly pitiful as that. What? Really? Wait. God. Huh? This is Miss Dunim's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detector is reacting to it. Yeah, but if you look at it, this thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... Ah! The top is coming off. Look what you've done! You've damaged a really important piece of evidence. Ah! It's a fucking sword, isn't it? That's a sword? Inside the staff? Is this... Could it be... the murder weapon? I never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They either call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. Workmanship is really something else. Oh, thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. No, Two Bloodborne Trick Weapon DLC, yeah. The Ace Attorney crossover no one asked for. Your scene of the crime was the inner temple garden. Then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? To make it look like it was just there because... Phoenix, I mean, there's a really rudimentary answer to that. No one knew it was a sword, so hiding it with the body would make it just seem like it was the cane, right? Hey, Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. Doesn't look like there were any traces of blood on it. I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. You just got to establish that. It's about the same length as the Shichido too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to the forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it's been wiped off. Yes, scientific investigation would reveal though. Okay, bye, Gumshoe. He just... he just said bye and left. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're going to get that stuff analyzed, right? Stuff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know. I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh? How so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and, well, I don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think... Maya's been murdered? Please, detective. Let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of iridian there. Okay. Just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. This staff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular run-of-the-mill staff. You got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, Detective. Don't worry. She'll be fine. Gumshoe. You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure. Thanks. Has a sword hidden inside. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. Can't help but wonder, though. What was Elise Tunim doing with a staff like this in the first place? That is a very good question. I think we talked to you about everything, so... Alright, I'm gonna give this a shot. I may not have, like, conclusive evidence of who Iris's twin is, but I know that she has one, so maybe that's gonna be enough. This person you saw somewhere else. This person saw you somewhere else that night. Saw you, thank you, that's very impressive, but that contradicts something else, because you told us you were somewhere else at 10 o'clock. You just testified, you rang the bell, you gave that thing to me. Brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. You were in two different places at once. There's only one possible explanation. There were two of you. Show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me. Mr. Wright, when you said there was another me, I was kind of expecting someone who looked like me, you know? I guess so. In that case, are you saying that I look like this person? Well, I can't say with 100% certainty, but... Oh, okay. No, I have to clear that up before I show her that. Well... Okay. Which means that I need to talk to someone that would know who Iris, or what Iris's sister looks like. Can I just present that to her, I wonder? This for me. No. Shut up. God damn it, Von Karma. Okay. Well, I can think of one person that may know. Expecting Larry and Pearls to be here. Guess they must have gone to collect firewood. So I'll have to check back later. Fucking shit! Oh my god. Put Phoenix right in Smash, you cowards. Hey, this happening on the day before my birthday. What, today? Oh, you mean, the case. Yeah. February 9th. Fuck. Main gate. Main hall. Iris had a twin sister. That's really all I know about her. That and the fact that she was taken away from her mother by her jeweler father. I don't have any idea where she is or what she's doing now. I could tell her. She'd probably have a coronary and a half. Yeah, that's... she probably fucking would. We talked about everything with Gumshoe. Oh no. We're stuck in a loop again. Or I'm stuck in a... I'm stuck again. So no one's down at Heavenly Hall. Maybe the garden? Oh yeah. Cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Here we go. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. So... how could I have done that? Wow. I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? Ugh! What? Hey! Don't you dare run away! I was gonna say... what do you want, right? What do I want? You came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. Aww. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. Thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Here we go! You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? And there's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime. That's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, these things could have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect, Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes. No. Though, thankfully, my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school. Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Yes. I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there. But it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, right? There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think. So no more self-pity. No more of this self-pity, okay? There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file. Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before. 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, right? I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple, and neither did the case. No. That woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. We sure do. Oh, oops. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but... the problem is, she didn't know the name of this twin. There's nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently, her sister was raised by her father. A jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right. I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. Oh boy. It was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn. Due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a kidnapping 11 years ago. Also, I didn't mention this before, but given what's been going on, I'm starting to think someone jumped in the river. Just gonna throw that out there. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. Yeet. Yeah, it wasn't quite a yeet in that situation. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her step-sister, actually. They weren't blood-related. Valerie was the only daughter of her father's second wife. Thank you! Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. Oh, really? What? Well, the metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. Pardon? What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. At the time, Dahlia. Oh, at the time, Dahlia. It's like she was possessed by a demon or something. Oh my god, she did the same glare that fucking Morgan did. Oh my god, why didn't I see that? Fuck. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead. And once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. Well, that's true. But, you know who could allow her to act once more? Okay, so... Okay, so... my initial thoughts are... Maya is channeling Dahlia. That would explain why there are two of them. And I did say that before. The bit that confuses me is that the instructions... like... First of all, who was this written by? This was clearly written to inform someone who is capable of channeling how to channel a specific person. There is a very short list of people who that could be. I believe we established Iris couldn't. But that must mean it may have been... it could be Maya. Maya's like the prime person it could be. But then, why the letter? That's the bit I don't understand. Oh my god, Pearl did it. Oh my god, Pearl did it. When we were speaking to Pearl before, one of the locks we couldn't break was establishing why she was so keen to listen for the bell. As soon as you hear the lights out bell. Someone gave Pearls this. But... okay, so... that makes sense. Like, okay. Well, let's back up a bit. Pearls, at the very least, read this. It may not have actually been Pearls. Maybe she was just aware of this, okay? Because the thing that concerns me is this bit here. Gravely roast the Master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. I would be shocked if Pearl would have read this note and been okay with this. Especially given her relationship to Morgan is kinda shaky. And she's like so dedicated to Maya. But that is why she was listening for the bell. So, presumably, someone channeled Dahlia which would explain why there are two people. Or two irises running around. Now... Oh, and the other thing is that the iris that turned up to the inner temple had the veil on, so you wouldn't have noticed a change in hair color. Which means that the person who channeled doesn't necessarily need to look like them. But if it's not Maya, because because Bikini saw Iris come to the inner temple while Maya was still around, unless she got mistaken, I don't fucking know. I guess that's a possibility that I can't possibly speculate on. But assuming that Maya and Iris were in the same place at once and that Bikini could see both of them, one of the only other people that could be is Pearl, right? And Pearl's was on this side of the bridge with the incinerator. So she had access to burn the letter too. What the goddamn fuck is going on? There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. Seems you're not aware of the other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Karain channeling technique. Did you say Karain channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes. I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. Police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth. Go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know. I already know. Wait, how do you know that I already... Okay, of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Karain channeling technique is real. Okay, so did the profile update then? Yes, it certainly fucking did. Although we did get the additional information that she's now dead, so like maybe that's not as convincing a piece of evidence. Hang on, I'm gonna double check that I can't go to the... I actually don't know where I try and access the police data records or anything like that, but... No, I have the information to break, Iris now, so I should probably do that. Alright. Final round.
Take that!
Yes, Bikini saw you. Ah, god damn it, I hit B too fast.
Take that!
Oh, I hit it for too long, rather. Okay.
Take that!
The meshes penalty. Yeah, I know. I just wasn't paying attention. Like, mashing's fine, I've just gotta watch for the fucking green. And I didn't react quick enough to it appearing. There we go.
Take that!
I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? Ah, that's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. The sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you. There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you, who was here at the temple on the night of the murder, it was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Kurain channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. Got him. I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted in a temple, I knew it was my sister. Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month. Just as I suspected. EXDP for the frames. For the iframes, baby. Iris caught you hitting buttons. Fuck. Nah, that's true. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw in the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because my sister always does the right thing. Oh no! Oh god. Excuse me? Because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again. You betrayed her? What do you mean? That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way. What is she talking about? You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? What? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. Yeah. Like, I don't want to say good because capital punishment's pretty fucked up, but I mean, it's all because I betrayed her. How did you betray her, Iris? There's no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing. Oh my fucking god. What? But I got scared, so I ran away. What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful. But I promised. I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money. Huh? It was revenge. On our father. Oh. Dahlia's just on a revenge spree for what happened to Morgan. And... oh my god, that makes so much sense. Revenge? What do you mean by revenge? He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell. I mean, walking out on her just because she wasn't going to be the head of the entire village is pretty fucking scummy. Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay. Her mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family.
The main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the Master of Karain. That would be Misty Faye, Maya's mother. But before long, the celebrity of the Karain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Faye, made a terrible mistake.
She didn't make a mistake. God damn it.
It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple.
Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
That's why? Because he didn't want
Oh. I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together.
I've asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Faye clan.
That's what it looks like.
Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student... Have you heard anything about him? Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There is still much to investigate.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you. I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's psyche lock. It's actually kind of appropriate that Pearl's is the one that has the most difficult psyche lock to unlock, given the fact that she actually gave us the ability to do that. Suspension bridge. Heavenly hole. Hopefully you two are back. Look at that. They really did make a fire right in front of the shack.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
Huh. You're too late, Nick. You came here for one of our potatoes. We've already polished them all off. I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Okie dokie. Here we go. The night of the crime. After dinner on the night of the murder. Jesus. You were supposed to be in Elise Tunim's room, reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me, but I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried, I had to go.
Oh, we've already done this, so I'll just kind of skip through it. The night of the murder, you went to this place. You went here. And there's a reason you did, and it was because of Maya. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it?
Ah.
You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. Yeah. Thinking about what would happen to Maya made you worried.
couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out what she was doing at the inner temple. Then we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple? It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock. Until after 10? How did you know what time it was? Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out. She heard the lights out bell? The Hospital Temple's bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing. I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible. She was trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about the hearing that bell? Huh? Oh, I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about it was because of this.
Take that!
Uh-huh. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper? Ah! Where did you... In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls. You were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell. I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing. Alright. These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls. For me? No. As you can see, a large portion has been burnt. But the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were supposed to channel is... Dahlia. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. Ah! It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris whose sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was? No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions. I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. Wait, what? After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? Wait, what? You must have a lot of respect for them, then that... No. A lot of faith in them to follow their instructions to it. Letter. I had a lot of faith in you, Mr. Nick. Oh. Oh, thanks. But I don't think I can trust you anymore. Well, whoops. Alright, now think. Someone who Pearls would trust, no questions asked. There can't be many candidates for that post. Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you never... Wait, did she respect Iris? No. Wasn't Iris either. What the fuck? Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, no. What? Yeah, we have to go through this again. Yep.
Take that! Take that! Take that!
Oh no, it was fucking Morgan, wasn't it? No, it wasn't Maya, it was fucking Morgan. Remind me which trilogy game this is. It's been a long time since I played. So this is the first 3. I'm playing Trials and Tribulations at the moment. Also, hey, wrong way. How's it going? She doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know his sister. Yeah. No, it's Morgan. I just realized we had Morgan in our profile list.
Take that!
Yeah, no, that was dumb. I should have gone for that first. Pearls. I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you. That's why. How did you... I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth. Mr. Nick, Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this. Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child. Huh? You're trying to say I followed these instructions. I'd like to see some proof. What? Because I don't think you have any... Say anything other than admit to carrying out those instructions. So I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you. I knew it. However, I do know that whoever did it was a child. Huh? How do you know that? Couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that. Yeah, no one could possibly have... It's a simple mistake? What do you mean by that? I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you've been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is, she is our, the whole, here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is blank, burn it. Also make sure not to tell anyone about this letter. Oh. Oh, Pearls.
Take that!
Oh no! It was you who splattered the gravy all on this hanging scroll, wasn't it? What? Why would I do something like... Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among others, right? How do you know that? Remember the conversation you had with Miss Dunim on the night of the murder? Perhaps we can read some books together. Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? Miss Elise? So, for example, how do you read this? Oh my god! Pearl showed Elise the fucking letter. Oh my god. It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. Holy shit. Sure, Mr. Nim taught you how to read gravely and roast. But what she didn't teach you is what they meant. Gravely sounded like gravy to me. The only roast I could think of was the food. And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast. Holy shit. That's amazing. To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea. Just a tiny bit. I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right. God, that's amazing. That's honestly one of my favorite things that can happen in situations like this, where like there's just this weird element to a case, and it's like, oh, someone didn't understand what the fuck needed to happen here. And it's just, like, completely inexplicable, because we're all expecting there to be, like, some actual reason, like, oh, covering up the visage of Misty so that it doesn't match, you know, Elise Unim's body or anything like that, and it's like, no, someone read a letter incorrectly. That's fucking great. Oh, no, Pearls. After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple, with a pot full of the leftover gravy. The gravy? I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the Master of Karain, like it said in the letter. I see. And then? Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow, so I went to the inner temple guest area. The guest area? Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over. Why didn't you just go to the training hall? Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started, and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then, Pearls, did you fall asleep? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it. Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple. Yes. When I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore. There was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. Wow, Phoenix, let's dial it. I guess that was his inner monologue. It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry. It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the temple when I heard the bell ring. So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit? No. I tried, but I couldn't do it. You couldn't do it? I never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it. Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh! Just like that. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone? Yes, I don't know what to do. Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit? I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though. Could you please tell me what it is, anyway? It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone else? What do you mean? Well, there's only one of each spirit, right? Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. Larry, please shut up. And that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Elise read the letter. I actually just completely forgot that fucking... I just completely forgot that Misty was here. She is another person that could have... Okay. Hold on. If... Actually, the fact that Morgan had to give Pearl a photo of Dahlia to channel may actually suggest that Maya couldn't have. Which would mean that the only person we currently know of that could do that is Misty. But if the goal was to kill Misty, what would Dahlia have done if that was the case? Impaled herself on the sword in the fucking staff. Holy shit. Then potentially what Bikini saw that night was Iris pulling the staff out of Elisa's body. Oh, holy shit. I didn't actually think of that. And that's so obvious now that I think about it. Who's in charge of Maya's training? Bikini and... Well, actually, hang on. But Iris still turned up to the temple then. And if Pearls couldn't, then... Did Dahlia... No, wait a minute. That... Does that make sense? But there's also blood on the... Much to consider. Someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a failure. Couldn't even grant my mother's final wish. Her final wish? Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully. This letter. We need to find out more about it. My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary. Yeah, I know, Pearls. I visit her every month. And last month she told me... The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now, listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden. My
My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much.
Yeah, moms would do anything for their kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fae Clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae Clan, so it had to be good for her too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick? I guess so, yeah. There was a picture with her letter too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty strange.
Someone had opened it already?
Opened once before. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us, so I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright.
Look at that innocent smile on her face.
What am I supposed to say to her?
Huh. Huh. Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godot. The entrance to the Sacred Cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back.
What?
You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters. Oh, hey, Charles. Thanks for the raid. Hi. Gigantic fucking spoiler warning for Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. A lot has happened. So, just like a short minute here to make sure anyone who doesn't want spoilers or anything, can bounce. But, I really appreciate the raid, Charles. Hello, everyone. I hope you had a good stream. You were playing, Halo, weren't you, Charles? Man, I've been kind of tempted to get the Master Chief Collection, I'm not gonna lie, but, like, with everything else I want to play on stream and everything else I want to play in general, do I need to be a real mod now? I don't think so. Charles is a good bean, and I trust his chat. I think we're good. Oh, on God. Yeah. But yeah, the problem is that I've just so many other things I want to play that, like, that's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. But yeah, so a lot is happening right now, and it's drawing on, like, literally every case in the entire trilogy at this point. And the plot has lost me, mostly at this point, but, yeah, so, final warning before we get back to it, because, yeah, we've still, actually, I don't know how much more of this investigation we've got to go. This might be it. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realize that, but... Okay, so, sorry, I have to comment on something here that's going to not make a lot of sense to people who just came in, but... Godot here is, blaming Phoenix for putting Maya in danger here, and also the death of Mia. Which is absolute bullshit. Like, through and through. Obviously, he doesn't know that. He's got a grudge because, something that hasn't been established yet, so I'm going to hold my tongue on that. But there seems to be a connection here. He seems to care about Mia a fair bit, let's just say. And we are already aware of Pugmaster2848. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go because the internet being shitty. Yeah, that's fair. And I am also streaming at 72060, so, yeah, it's not exactly kind to connections. But I appreciate you sticking around for the raid. Um, like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna drop it. I know who Godot is. He's fuck, what was his name? I can't actually remember his real name. But he was the person that Mia dated, and he was also the person that was poisoned by Dahlia Hawthorne. That's my bet at the moment. I'm like 99.9% sure that's who Godot is. Diego, thank you. I couldn't remember his last name. Why is Phoenix spelled Phoenix instead of how it's pronounced Phoenix? You got me. Because English is stupid, Wiley, and that's the end of the sentence. But yes, he's Diego, and Diego was dating Mia, who was poisoned by Dahlia Hawthorne and somehow survived. But like, even with all of that, with all of that, yeah, he's probably bitter that Mia's dead and like Phoenix was connected with Mia at all. But the fact that Phoenix is kind of like, look, I realize that's true is like, oh, Phoenix, no. That is not your fault, buddy. The feet pics joke writes itself. Do not. And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. There's also something here to be said of, like, Godot being very clear about, like, hey, men should defend women, and he has a very, like, the one assertive woman he's come up against in this case that we've seen him with, he was immediately a dick to. So, like, it's a bit yikes. I didn't know anything about what was going on. What did I just say, Trine? And Bonnie Moon, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Reese. Oh my god, why are you dead naming me? Who are you? Whomst? Oh. Hang on, I think I recognize that display picture. I see you. Anyway, emotional things are happening right now. Huh. What did I just say, Trent? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all. Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true? It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick. My dear Pearl. You've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the Master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Oh, God. Ugh. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Well. I think that's where we're going to stop for today. Oh my god, there's so much shit going through my head right now, I can't even, like, keep it all together. Shit. Do I want to make any more speculation before I like sign off for the day? Um yeah, I don't know. I may even, honest to God, I may actually just watch this VOD immediately after finishing the stream, because I, I need to look back over everything that just happened, because so much shit got brought up. So many new things were established that, like, yeah, fuck. Jesus. I'm glad I'm going to be playing this tomorrow, because the trial is probably going to be a while, and I've got a lot of time tomorrow to do that, so that'll be good. Have a good afternoon, mate. You too, Wiley. Have a good one. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming around. And you too. I wish I caught more of these streams, so I appreciate the full context. Like, well, I mean, that's what the VODs is for, but yeah, it's also like, that playlist is probably like 70-something hours at this point, I think. But, yeah. So, gonna be streaming tomorrow, around the same time. I don't know what I'm gonna go do during the week. I'm working from home at the moment, and I'm in a little bit of a spot where I'm kind of like not... I haven't made the place, or I haven't made my desk, like, easily transition between, like, going from work to this, and one of the things that becomes a problem is having the webcam up where it is right now. Yay, more Wolfie streams. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, one of the things that becomes a problem is where the webcam is sitting right now, where I move the PC to work. So, like, and it takes a little bit to set it back up, so, like, I don't want to not stream during the week, but it might only be one or two. I still haven't decided yet. Make sure you get enough time to rest your shoulder. My shoulders have been fine, actually. Although I do need to get that mic. I really need to get that at some point. Like, I think it's fine where it is now, because I've managed to, like, I managed to shift things around enough that it doesn't really bother me. But, yeah, it would obviously still be good. No repeat incidents. Listen, the move is over, and I can rest all that I want. So, I think I'm good. I appreciate the concern, but no, I'm not making that mistake again. Intentionally, anyway. But yeah, that's kind of my plan for the week. I don't know yet. Probably some more impromptu stuff before I get, like, it really down. I don't know if we're going to finish this tomorrow. If we don't, it'll be on next weekend. If we do finish it, though, maybe I'll talk about what I'll be playing in this slot, then. Actually, no, you know what? I got like 7 people here. I should probably say something. Are there any easy pieces of equipment that might make switching configurations easier? I would need a longer USB 3C connector than the one the webcam has. I could probably just get that, but... And honestly, it would probably be a good idea anyway, because, like, the webcam's sitting in a precarious enough spot that I could probably justify it anyway. The problem is lockdown. Technically, I think I can still go out and do that, like, as a round trip for, like, shopping groceries or something like that, but, yeah. A USB-C extension cable. Yeah, that's right. So, it would be, yeah, that's exactly it. I could probably look into that anyway, but, yeah. That's for me to figure out later on. Let's have a quick look at who's streaming, because I don't usually have this many people, so... finding someone to raid would be nice. Yeah, not many people on now. We're getting into that part of the day where I don't have that many people that are streaming that I follow. You know what? We'll raid Shiva again. She's playing Miitopia, which, if you haven't seen anything of Miitopia, that game is just fucking wild. Like, it's an RPG with some like with some interesting like relationship mechanics, but like it's just a meme goldmine at the moment because of the customizable Miis and stuff like that. It's a fucking blast depending on who's streaming it, but Shiva's a good bean, so I'll just make sure she's not like wrapping up right now. No play. No ad. Go away, Microsoft. What the wow. I wish you guys just saw the fucking ad for Far Cry 6 I'm looking at right now. Primarily features an alligator for some reason. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready on this real quick. So, thank you once again for watching. Wow, I just completely ruined my spiel. Yeah, tomorrow and then. Oh, actually, I was gonna say what I am doing. I was gonna say what I'm doing soon. That's probably a good idea. I am going to start playing the Zero Escape games after Ace Attorney. I have been told about them a lot, and they are kind of in the same vein as, like, investigation-y Danganronpa Ace Attorney stuff. But yeah, the nonary games in particular, and maybe the third game as well, if I can track it down. I don't think I have it. I know I have the first two, but yeah. That'll be a fun time. From what I understand, it's like it's the kind of game you play through multiple times because it has a lot of endings. So, yeah, that'll be a neat time, I think. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be playing after this. Anyway, I've heard nothing but great things about them, but I've never played them. Exactly the same thing as me. Shiva. Oh my fucking god, we need to rate her now. The thing that's happening on screen right now needs to be seen. Yeah, that is the correct one too. Alright, cool. Yeah, so, yeah. Hopefully see some of you tomorrow, but, if not, this is goodbye for now. So thank you very much for watching, live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.